Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foot Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. How's everybody doing today? We get questions all the time from people either at closing, during closing, throughout the year, questions that come up that people just don't know. There's so many pieces that go into buying a home, selling a home, or refinancing a home, or building a new home and buying a piece of property to build that new home on. So we get all kinds of questions, and I like to bring those up in various different ways throughout the year. But I wanted to, as we close out this 2017, and we have 2 weeks left, I wanted to be talking about the frequently asked questions we get, because I'm sure they're questions that you've had or you have, and maybe you just were afraid to ask, you didn't know who to ask, and so I wanted to talk about those a little bit with you. So today and over the next couple of days, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what those frequently asked questions are, and then maybe they'll spur another question with you. Maybe it might make you think about something else that you had a question about that you're certainly welcome to ask me. Always, please, please, please feel free to ask any questions that you have, because if you have a question, more than likely somebody else has that same exact question. So sharing that information is definitely caring with everybody else out there that's listening. So hopefully you guys are having a fantastic holiday season, getting ready for Christmas. And so today I wanted to talk to you about the number one frequently asked question we get, which is, how do I know how much to bring to closing? And everybody asks that because there's so many things flying around. You're going to have to pay for your closing costs. You have to pay for the title company. You have to pay you have to buy the house. You have to pay for the inspections. You have to pay the fees to the lender. If you're buying, these are some of the things that are coming up. You have to pay recording costs to the county. You have to pay for that protection, that title insurance protection. You have to pay for the search on the title. You have to pay for maybe a survey on the property. You have to pay for a home inspection. So how do all these things come together? Am I writing all these checks? Am I running around, meeting up with people to pay these bills, to take care of all these things? And no, you're absolutely not. So the way the process works, one of the many things the title company does is pull all those pieces together. So you write one check at one time, and you do that at the closing table. Now, there usually are two things that you pay in advance, and one is a fee you pay to the mortgage company to start that process, which is your appraisal and your credit report. So usually you may write them an application fee up front. And so that typically is when you start your mortgage. And then you probably are going to pay your home inspector up front. That's a piece that you pay up front. The rest of the things you pay at the closing table. So we coordinate all of those pieces. We're contacting everybody, working with the mortgage company, working with your real estate agents to make sure we understand what the agreements were between everybody. And then we are coordinating all that. So when you come to closing, you have one piece of paper we go through. It's called the closing disclosure. It explains all of those costs, and we go through each of those details with you. Now, because the lender wants to make sure that we have all of those pieces in place correctly, we are talking back and forth with the lender from the very beginning of your process. Your real estate agent is, your title company is, everybody's talking at the very beginning of the process, because the mortgage company needs to give you a really good estimate so that there's no surprise. You're not you have a pretty good idea what those numbers look like. And so your lender will give you a estimate at the beginning of the process that's going to be pretty darn close to what you need for closing. And the reason I say it's not exact and it's pretty darn close, because sometimes things are changing. Some things have to do with when you close, what the date is of closing. Some of the things have to do with what time of the month you have or that you're closing. And some things have to do with maybe you paid some additional things up front. Maybe your loan amount is changing because of various reasons. So some of those things affect what that bottom line is. And so it may make some of those costs change a little bit. But basically, what you need financially at closing is going to be pretty close to what the lender gives you for that estimate. So when you find that amount out, right before you know when your closing is going to be, you can get some title companies won't accept checks, but you can do either a check or have a wire sent to your title company and talk to the title company about that. And then they'll be able to explain to you exactly what the process works best is. a couple days before closing. And so you can send the money directly to them, or you can bring it to the closing. And then any difference, usually the title company will agree to adjust with you at the closing, because usually it's very minimal. But your amount that your lender gives you when you first make loan application should be pretty darn accurate, because they're trying to get all of those pieces together at the very beginning. And the only fluctuation will be some of those things that I talked about. So that's the most frequently asked question. How will I know how much I need for closing? You'll know that at the very beginning of your loan process. So there's not a secret, no surprises. When you come to that closing table, the only difference may be, as I said, interest, because it's calculated based on what day of the month you close, and the taxes are based on what month you close in. So some of those things may fluctuate a little bit, but very rarely is it very much of a difference. So hopefully I helped you with a little bit of information today. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It's my pleasure to be able to help you. It's also my passion to be able to help you with answering questions with respect to buying and selling real estate and refinancing your home. So if you have a question and it's not something that we've talked about, please reach out to me. Message me privately if you don't want to talk about it in the group. Message me right through this. Absolutely, because if you have that question, more than likely other people will as well. Or you can reach out to any of our team members. All of our email addresses are on our website, www.foottitlegroup.com. And there's also some really great resources on our website. Every month we put out a new piece of content. There's a really great one right now about buying a brand new home and why you need title insurance for your brand new home. So go to that, sign up for the email, so that way you get information as soon as it's hot off the press, so we don't miss anybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please hit that share button so you can share with the people that are in your circle, because they may have these questions as well. I so look forward to talking to you guys. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foot Title Group, where we protect your home ownership. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.